Hello, everyone.
Hey, Govind.
Take it down. Hello.
Give it one more minute, see if we can get Amar to join, and then we'll get started. All right, in the interest of time, we'll just go ahead and get started. And if Amar joins, then we'll just loop back for PTL updates. Oh, actually, well, speak of the devil, here he is. Hey, Amar.
Hey, sorry.
No worries. We were just about to get started if you want to start with your PTL updates.
Yeah, no, thanks. So we had a sync with Boris and Evgeny on the Freedom 5 side. I think the current plan for the Marken Gateway is that they're going to put together a prototype internally within their team. And then once they feel they have sufficient skeleton, they're going to bring that out into the open. So hopefully within the next couple of months. There's radio silence from Highway 9 and Pollen around helping out there. So at this point in time, we're reduced to only one company supporting the Marken effort in the immediate time frame. So we also communicated this to the board, and Boris was nice enough to join the Magma board meeting where he also expressed his desire to bring the project to a point where his team understands it end to end a little more before starting the collaboration in the open. So that's roughly the plan for the Marken Gateway. There are a couple of other teams that we spoke to. And I think Ashwin spoke to one, and then Max and I spoke to another. They're all MVNO sort of companies that are following a similar model to Pollen. So I facilitated an introduction to Kader from Wave Labs because they were looking for some technical support, but I don't know if they seem pretty early in their understanding of the stack. So I don't know if that's actually going to translate to anything, but my sense is that there's more of the DY style companies coming up now in the community than just Pollen and Helium. Any questions on either of those projects?
From just a layman question about the Marken Gateway. So what is the real benefit of it when you, so is it like sharing the same radio access networks for multiple core operators? Is that the crux of it?
That's right. It's a neutral host roaming architecture, and it's more in line with what the traditional big MNOs want versus a roaming architecture, which is more of a the roaming architecture is when you have coverage in region A and then you want coverage in region B, then it's more common to see roaming architecture. But Marken architecture is more common when you see infill coverage. Like basically, I am covering like 90% of Dallas, and then there's like this 10% of like blind spots that I have as a carrier. Then they sign like sort of Marken gateway S1 aggregator based architectures for using the infill coverage. So the DY folks are mainly targeting infill coverage, and so that's why they're all interested in the Marken gateway.
Okay.
I have a question about program management. I wonder if there is a regularly scheduled meeting and how we can coordinate.
Yeah, I think that was the main discussion that we had with Freedom 5 and the board as well. I think the current preference for the Freedom 5 team is to develop at least a bare bones skeleton before they bring it out into the open. At that point, we should probably schedule like a weekly or a bi-weekly sync. But until then, for now, we'll be in the holding pattern and answer any questions that that team has on the Marken gateway. I don't know, Joey, if you have anything else to add.
No, I think you've summarized it right on.
Yeah, so Eugene or Evgeny from the Freedom 5 team is the primary POC. So he's driving the prototyping effort.
I will reach out to you, Evgeny, about supporting that however I can.
Sounds good. Yeah, Joey might be a good interface point to Evgeny, and he can probably like loop him into the thread.
Oh, sounds good. Joey, I'll reach out.
Amar, you mentioned about MVNOs. So I did not understand that. So whether any MVNOs are going to use Magma? other than
Yes, yeah. So there are two MVNOs that we spoke to. Max, do you remember the name of the first one? I forgot the name.
No, I wouldn't need to look that up.
Yeah, so they're considering using Magma basically, but it's not. They're very early in their understanding. So we connected them with Wave Labs to see if they can find some like mutually beneficial arrangement there. But they're very early right now. They have an MVNO, but they haven't launched it. They have a deal with one of the big carriers, but they haven't launched the MVNO.
Okay. So do we have any private LTE players participating in Magma, making use of Magma in their deployments?
Yeah, lots, a decent number at least. So Highway 9, Ramen Networks, and Starlight are all private LTE.
Okay.
But they're all LTE. Nobody's offering 5G.
Okay.
I think Radtonics as well, but they're also LTE.
Great. Thanks, Amar. Next, pass it over to Govind for release updates.
Sure. Let me share my screen. Can you see my share?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we have been working really hard for the past 2 to 3 weeks. So we came to know few issues in the last minute. So that was the reason for the postponement of the release. So I think at this point of time we are in good shape, and I feel we are ready for 1.8 RC announcement very soon. So one of the major issue that Wave Labs brought out last week is about the orchestrator component. So it was not tested as part of 1.8 release testing. So as a result, one of the 5G SA features that was upstreamed by Wave Labs will not work without the orchestrator latest images. So I would like to thank TNG team, Wave Labs team, and Magma DevOps team. They work diligently, and now the orchestrator is working fine with the latest 1.8 images. And what is left is the Federation Gateway and the CY components. So we want to capture that in the 1.8 release notes as limitations, that these two components are not tested in as part of 1.8 release because there is no takers. We have reached out to the community through the Slack channels. So there are no takers so far. So we would like to capture this as a limitation. I would like TSC's approval for this. So I'll come back to this again. So other than these release blocker, whatever is listed here, most of them are resolved. So at this point of time, it's with me and Shubham to complete the containerized AGW sanity test on ARM and x86 platform. Once we pass that test, we will be making a RC candidate announcement, hopefully today or tomorrow. So going back to the release notes limitations, I would like the TSC committee's approval to capture that Federation Gateway and CY components will not be tested as part of 1.8 release. So Kendall, can you help me on that to get the TSC's approval?
Yeah, we just need to vote on this.
Yes.
Yes, let me make sure we have quorum.
Yogesh, you want to add anything here?
Yeah, meaning I think you have covered everything. I think whatever basic for CY, we were able to run some basic unit test case, but not at a, it was more like a code level testing, but not actual like the final image testing. So meaning basic installation and all done, but final testing is not there. But I think no one was willing to take it up. We have to capture it as a limitation. So yeah.
Okay.
We have quorum, so we'll just need someone to raise the motion.
I can make it first.
Thanks, Shubham. Someone please second.
Yeah, I can second that. Max.
Thanks, Max. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstains? Okay, great.
Abstain.
Abstain. Thank you, Raphael.
Sorry, Kendall, I'm an aye.
You're right. Oh, great. Thank you.
Joey.
Thanks, Joey. Great. Then the motion carries.
Right. Thank you. So please expect the on.8 RC announcement. Anything else from TNG team or Wavelabs team or Shubham here? Are we good for the RC
Yeah.
announcement?
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
all-
yeah, we are good.
Sorry.
Yeah, Yogesh, go ahead.
Yeah, so all basic sanity we have done, Rohit, latest orchestrator with the latest AGW components, all basic 5G sanity looks okay. So once the RCA is announced, we'll continue the rest of the testing. Yeah, but all basic tests looks good.
Okay. So what it means is once we make the announcement, it's going to take a week for all the performance testing to be done by Wavelabs as well as Radtonics. After that, we can make the release. So that's the plan. So that's it from my side.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Govind. And if you don't mind updating the wiki page with this meetings week wiki page with the next steps for that, just so it's captured, that would be great.
So capture about the voting, you mean? Sorry, Kendall, I missed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. The wiki page for today's meeting, if you can just put in just the next steps and outcome of what we just voted on, just so we have it all in one place.
Okay, sure.
Yep, thank you. Okay, next we'll go to DevOps updates. Tim, Shubham.
So mostly we spend our weeks in the release process and most of things are done. One PR is pending, that is the ARM CI build. So that is still in review. Once that is merged, we get latest updates on the CI dashboard also. So yeah, that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, currently it's not getting displayed, Shubham, so we can take it offline. So I think
Yeah,
actively working on that. Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Thank you. We will skip testing. TM said he is out today. Outreach, are there any outreach updates? I was out last week, so I was unfortunately not able to attend the outreach meeting. Shubham, were you able to join? Any
No,
updates from that?
No
Okay.
update. But I know in the emails they're planning something, some event. But yeah, I don't have any updates.
Okay, no worries. I will I'll connect with Allison and share at the TSC if there are any major updates there. Okay, security, Lucas.
Hello, good morning. I'm going to share my screen. So I've created a new dashboard for tracking security related work. This is a different way of looking at the wiki roadmap. It has all the same items, but should have more transparency, easier to read and understand. So this includes both the high level items. So for example, close known vulnerabilities and the individual items, you can see that the breakdowns like subscriber keys is also in there, but with a different label. If you want to go into the details, probably another time, but I wanted to fill people in that that is happening. I'm thinking about mock-in gateway security and doing a really close reading of the available documentation. And the next thing for me to do is figure out how I should plug into that project and, you know, not be creating noise. We have, we're doing well on vulnerabilities. That is to say, known vulnerabilities, this is the wrong view, but are noticeably down. You can see our scores here, June, August, September. We're making great progress. And probably the biggest open hole identified by analytics is secrets right now. Let me call out that we have this non-inclusive language stuff, which is real, and I'm interested in thoughts and input on that. Maybe not here, offline might be more comfortable. So feel free to reach out about that. Those are the important items for me. There was one other thing I wanted to call out that we, sorry, this is the wrong link, but there's one item that is a Dependabot generated update that's waiting on a review to be merged, and I will flag it. I think it's probably a Fritz thing. That is it for me. Thank you for this time.
Thanks, Lucas. Any questions for Lucas?
The non-inclusive language thing listed whitehead, and a grep does not find it.
I will research that. What is that?
That would be interesting. Yeah. I understand where I find master slave and where I find black and white lists, but that is new for me. And I wasn't able to find your board you showed. Can you post the link?
Yes, I will share that link right now.
That was everything for me.
Great. And we can go to better engineering. So C++ migration, Rashmi.
Sure. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. As part of porting the C files to CPP in the NAS module, like Prithvi is working on that one. And last week we had a limited access to the system because of the heavy raining and flooding. So with the limited availability, we were able to work on the NAS module. And the thing here, the NAS module, we are doing it partial, not the entire NAS module. We are taking it partially. So some are in C file, some are in CP. So it is resulting into a lot of undefined references. He is working on that one. And I was working on the SP gateway module, like porting the hash list of UE context to the protobuf map. That is done as part of that one. We had memory leaks. We fixed them, and the changes are available in 13895 PR. And later in the S1AP module, we started working on porting the S1AP state to protobuf structure. In this one, and this is the last structure that is going to be modified from the C structures to the protobuf structure. Yeah, that's all from us. Any questions?
Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you.
Next, Basil effort, Nils.
Yeah, hi everybody. Let me quickly share my screen. So, update for the Basel effort. Again, the three big blocks: building, testing, and developer experience. And with the green star, what we are currently working on in the current iteration. So for the Debian build, the first throw for Magma Debian package created with Basel is short before merge. And now the Debian package is also considerably smaller. For the Docker build, we still have open the evaluation of Docker for the Red Hat UBIs. In the testing block, tests are executed with Basel. Still in progress is executing tests with Basel in CI, so the integration tests. There are some performance issues that are still under investigation, but what we already have is that also the pipeline D pseudo tests are executed with Basel, and ongoing is a split of the pseudo test and the integration test to make the overall workflow a bit faster. Also for testing, we are currently looking into using Basel for coverage in CI. This looks promising, is ongoing. For the developer experience, we created the dictionary for make versus Basel, so list all currently needed make commands that are executed in CI or during development, and figure out the pendant in Basel, and think about how to make it more comfortably. And also for developer documentation, locate all documentation that includes make commands, and prepare documentation where the respective Basel commands are used. But currently a lot of the team is also involved in the release, so this is just as FYI. Any questions or comments? Then that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Nils. Okay, data path, Nick, Yogesh, any updates?
None from my end.
Yeah, nothing from my end also.
Okay. And then lastly, roadmap update.
Due to all this releasing, there didn't happen much, but I expect that there's a lot of movement once that all has settled and is done.
Sounds good. That actually brings us to the end of our agenda. Is there anything else that people would like to bring up? If not, then we can go ahead and end early. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.